Hey friends, Charles from the Gentleman's Journey here. Guys, in this video, my dog Walter and I are at 8,800 feet up here in Colorado. Guys, we are testing out my brand new RBM Up 2 hot tent. Now guys, this is probably one of the last snowfalls of the season, and we're testing out arguably one of the world's best hot tents. Guys, right now I have a stove burning in. We have some Louisiana Cajun food that we actually picked up ourselves a couple of weeks ago. So friends, come along for the journey. Well friends, what's going on? Welcome to my backyard. Now guys, we are about 45 minutes to an hour just outside of my house. Guys, we are up in South Fork, Colorado, and we are headed towards Summitville Mine, going down that road. So I think this is gonna be camp tonight, guys. It is super muddy. So I'm gonna go back here and see if we can't pitch the tent over there. We got Walter with us today, but I'm gonna leave him in the truck for a little bit because check out all this mud. Well, this is it, friends. This is gonna be the star of the show today. Not even Walter is gonna outshine this tent today. Look at that for perspective. It fills up an entire jet sled. And this right here, friends, is the floor. This is an add-on. And just because I didn't think I have enough weight in there, let's see what else we can grab. Check out all the stakes they gave us, friends. So you have some that you can screw in by hand, and you have some that you hammer in. And they've even included a little tool. Looks like some sort of Japanese writing there. Check it out, multi-tool. You can pull the stakes, you can hammer them, and that has a ferro rod, some knives, and even a survival saw. Well friends, let's take a quick look, why don't we? So we have a awesome little door here that just flaps open. This is actually tri-layer. You have an outer layer, you have a bug net right here, and then you have an inner layer. So this door actually makes the fourth layer, and you just kind of tuck it in there. I have some of the stakes in here, guys. It is actually quite frozen right here, and it's melting all around me. So we have everything kind of staked out where I can. Guys, you'll notice that it has that ground floor that is insulated, that comes extra. So I bought this tent, but they did give me a discount and they threw in the floor. So we're going to be doing a full review on this, and I'm going to actually walk through step by step in a different video how to set it up and everything like that. Friends, I'm going to be talking to you about these pants in a minute. These are from 1620 and I am jazzed on them. But guys, I was gonna wear these Frank's boots. These are my Frank's Riker ATs, but I quickly realized that I want to be in and out of the tent, taking stuff in and out, and I want to kick my boots off when I'm in there. So I was thinking about that ahead of time, and I brought these Chelsea boots so I can slip them on real quick and then take them back off. Oops. What's in that one? Toothpaste. Toothpaste and a toothbrush. Oops. Kind of a weird spot to have my toothbrush, I'm not gonna lie, but it was one of those last minute reminders. And guys, while I have this, actually, I'm gonna talk to you about this. This is from Redmond, and it's a company out of Salt Lake City area. I've been talking to you about it on every video, the Redmond Relight. So I mix in here some of their Redmond Relight. You can probably see it in the bottom there. This is salt electrolytes, and I've been wanting to get with them, see if I couldn't become an affiliate. And I actually got home and I shipped some of their toothpaste. I want to try that for the first time. They have seasoning, so I use their salt, I use their steak and all-purpose seasoning. I finally became an affiliate. So guys, the good thing about that for you is I have a discount. Promo code is going to be in the description, so you guys can check that out, and that's going to save you some money. Guys, I've been with them for over a year, just enjoying their products so much that I really wanted to become an affiliate. Obviously, stuff like that helps the channel, helps me do more of this stuff and less of my 9 to 5. But guys, I'm gonna kick back. I got the tent set up. I got one more load to take out, so I'm gonna get it in 2 loads of the jet sled. Got my little Chomps beef stick, got my Redmond Relight. I'm gonna kick back and then take this next load over there. Friends, this is actually my lunch today. In the hurry to get out the door, I forgot lunch. I was driving over here talking to my wife, and we realized I didn't have lunch. Now, if you check back the channel, my most recent video, I was in Alabama. So here we are, South Fork, Colorado. And guys, mad dash to get over here to get this tent filmed and stuff like that. Life happens, family, you know, there's a lot going on. So I forgot lunch because this morning I was at the vet. Now, not with this guy. This is Walter. If you guys have been watching the channel, you know Walter really well. Before Walter, we had Indiana for 10 years, and we did a video how we lost him earlier this year. Well, this morning at 8 a.m., I had to go to the vet to take Indiana's sister. And so his sister, Maddie, is actually in the vet right now as we speak. So I was able to get off to the mountains to do this video, but I'm going to call my wife later. I'm going to have to drive down and get service and see how the dog's doing. Come on. Well, friends, here's the first look from inside the tent, and I am 6'2", and I can almost stand up in here. But guys, let me tell you, compared to my teepee tent, I mean, I can really stand up. The teepee comes to such a point that it's almost impossible. But you can see, friends, we have one door open, and there's the other door, and here's kind of a 360. It's all camouflaged inside and out. You'll probably see all around the walls, you have these cubbies, and there's extra ones too that they have that you can Velcro on. So it has all these zippers and stuff like that. Guys, this piece here comes out. So again, it's kind of like an umbrella. We'll talk about it more in the next video, but once you're done, this comes out. All right, so you can see that's just kind of like a bolt thread on there. And now, friends, it's standing room. This right here is a rubber kind of silicone. You'll see it in baking sheets, cupcake sheets, stuff like that. This is all fireproof. And then right here is going to be the stove jack. In the stove jack, they have a little metal hole there. And everything is ready to have this be one of the best hot tents in the world. So you'll note that this floor that I'm on right now is not the external floor that I'm talking about. This tent has its own floor, and there's an insulated thing that's extra. Now guys, that I believe you can stake down, and then it's the perfect floor print for this tent. I didn't have to use a lot of stakes because I don't expect it to get too windy today. This whole floor will zip out, And then the floor liner has a section that you can unzip as well, so you can actually turn this into an ice fishing hut. So on the first couple of uses, this little nut came off. So this is a hinge with a bolt and a nut, and this little hinge goes through there. And I don't want to be out here and have that break and not be able to have a fire. So guys, I found a coat hanger, and guess what? It's the perfect diameter to go through there. I'm gonna have this as my backup, and I really like this. I feel actually a little bit better with that. All right, there's the stove set up, and the chimney is going through there. You can see it fits really well. That's a metal ring, and then because this is a 2-layer tent, you have another metal ring on the outside that I'll show you guys. Now friends, to start the fire, I'm not going to do it quite yet, but I was just in Florida and I found this palmetto stuff. At the base of palmettos, this fibrous material gets stuck in there. So I collected a whole bunch because I thought of this moment right now, how it'd be really cool to be in Colorado and starting a fire from some material that I got down in Florida. Now I got onto this from another YouTuber, and I couldn't believe how quick this stuff burned. Friends, I'm down here in Florida and just got caught on to this idea of some of the world's best tinder bundle. It's at the bottom of these palmetto trees. You can see it right here. So I went ahead and tried it, guys. And I really had to show you because I am impressed with how quick this lit. All right, check this out, friends. Just a simple ferro rod. Just like that. That is the quickest light I've ever had in my life. Here we are outside, friends, and you can see that stove jack and then the other metal ring right there. So again, this tent is going to be double insulated. See that? You'll see the inner and the outer, and that, guys, is going to be amazing for this cold weather. As you breathe, you expel moisture and condensation, and that builds up. So I don't know how cold it's set to be. I don't have service, so I can't check, but I think it's going to get down pretty cold tonight, so we'll check back and see. In terms of firewood, guys, you saw I had this on the jet sled, so everything came in on 2 jet sleds, so that's not bad. This stuff I've already pre-cut, so this is going to be the Russian olive. And guys, this grows on our family's property, so we have a bunch of Russian olive. My wife and I often take care of them, and over the years we've stacked up piles. But most recently I was testing out the EcoFlow power station. Now guys, I've been looking for a time to talk to you about that, and so I have this little video of me chopping the firewood. I'm gonna patch in here, really fun. But let me tell you, I don't go anywhere without the EcoFlow. In fact, it's in the truck right now, just in case, but we use it for our business. It actually makes me a lot of money. I'm able to do different craft show fairs and have electricity where they don't offer electricity. Places like this in the backcountry, if I want electricity, but I ended up using it to get all this wood chopped up to size. Now see, I had to size this really short for this small little stove here. Well friends, right after I was talking about the fire there, I decided in my heart to go call my wife, so I have to go down a couple miles to the interstate and call her. I'm worried about the dog, and so I think that the Lord was telling me to go down there because she was all shook up. Turns out that there's a blockage in the dog's large intestine, and they actually have to do surgery in order to get that to come loose. Nothing's going past the large intestine. There's some other things that vets have tried that pretty much have no good results. Turns out we could have lost her even today. So man, this is wild. You know, we all felt like we should take her this morning, and so there we were at the vet's office, but it's kind of hard to be out here guys while my wife's down there. But checked in with her and she's okay still having me up here, so I'm gonna get over there, get that fire started, and we're gonna cook one heck of a Louisiana dinner. Check out that mud, friends. Oh man. So up here is way dry, and that way, if anything gets more swampy, my first move out of here is gonna be on really good soil. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I just realized that I haven't shown you guys the beautiful creek over here. I wish I had a current fishing license, but hey, I've been down south, so I don't keep it current when I'm not here, but it makes a guy think maybe I should have. Check out the little memorial. It's hard to read, but somebody's family member. Here it is, guys. Beautiful. This is what we come to Colorado for, guys. Beautiful, crystal clear rivers full of all kinds of rainbow trout. Look at that, friends. How good. All right, guys. So what do you say we get back over there and start this meal that I'm talking about? Now, we were just in New Orleans and we picked up a dinner that I think is gonna impress. So let's go check that out. Come on, buddy. On my third shoe change, because guys, Walter tracks in water. See all the water? I can't stop him from tracking it in so much, but I can myself. So I brought the slippers. Look how muddy you are, buddy. Oh. Well, friends, it's time to find out if this stuff works as good at 8,780 feet as it does at sea level. Let's get a temp check real quick, guys. So we're right at 60 degrees and I'm already feeling it cool down. So I think all this stuff that's melting is gonna start freezing real soon. Well, friends, again, a couple weeks back, we were kicking around New Orleans and we had to do something about 30 minutes west, and we were in this town called Laplace. And friends, I saw this giant andouille sausage in front of a building and it said, "World's famous andouille." And so, friends, we had to pull in the parking lot and I ended up getting a little snack, and this stuff is smoked and it's ready to eat right away. And so we've been snacking on this. I liked it so much that we went back and got both my parents and my wife's parents some, and we got ourselves an extra. So I'm always thinking about different meals for these videos. So again, I have the andouille sausage and I'm eating that right now. And then this is, I'm gonna mess it up. Oh yeah, this is pork boudin right here. And so all that is gonna be chopped up and then go in with red beans and rice, and we're gonna simmer that for about a half an hour. So I'm pretty sure I kind of messed this up, guys, but this is gonna be just in chunks, and we did this the other day and it tastes just fine. This has that membrane on it and I believe it's edible, but I take it off. I honestly forgot to ask them whether it was or not, and so I think as a rule I usually just take it off. So I'm pretty sure my pot is a little bit too small. I'm gonna see if I can do about half of this. It wants 3 1/4 cup water in a 4-quart pan. Let's see if I can do about half. It's currently having troubles reaching a boil, so I'm gonna add some of these split wood in there, because right now I just have a couple of logs, and see if we can't get this thing up to a rolling boil, and then I'll cover it for 30 minutes. Check it out, friends. I am impressed with what a boil and then a simmer I can get. So I'm starting to get this stove dialed in. Me and this stove are understanding each other quite a bit. So that's a good place to be. All right, friends, not half bad if I don't say so myself. I'd have to ask a Cajun if they approve, but at any rate, friends, I want to bless this meal. So Lord, thank you so much for today. Thank you that Walter and I are up here. Father, I want to pray for Maddie and the operation that's happening. Pray for my wife and her parents going through all this, Lord. It's so hard with the dogs, and I pray for anybody out there who's going through similar situations, whether it be with their dog or with people. Bless this food to my body, in Jesus' name, amen. Well, I'll admit, guys, this is glamping, but I'll tell you, I can't remember the last time I had a table inside my tent while I was eating dinner, staring out at the Rocky Mountains, so this is too good. For dessert, guys, and I'm not quite done with dinner, check it out, friends. Cajun pop. This is king cake flavor. So around Mardi Gras and all that stuff, Louisiana special is king cake. It's kind of wild. It's all different colors. They love purple in Louisiana. And guys, well, purple is royalty, so that's kind of cool. But at any rate, I am excited about this little treat. Walter hears that, and his mom has him trained so that whenever he hears wrinkling noises, he knows he's going to get something. He doesn't get as much from me, but maybe tonight. You hush. So the problem with bringing Walter on this trip is everything is way more muddy than I thought it would be, and I just don't want the tent muddy, so that means he doesn't get to go out and play around. But at any rate, when we get home tomorrow, he's going to be with his sister. They're not together very often, not the one who's sick, but his actual sibling sister, and they just chase each other like crazy. So whatever he loses tonight, he'll make up for tomorrow. I got a little hot in here, and I don't even have it full of wood, and that's a small stove. I know it's not down the temperature yet, but I got burnout. So what I did is, check this out. You have kind of an outer layer that velcros, and they have this little stay right there that'll just prop the window open enough. That way you can let some of the gases out and all that. Then you have another zipper. Then you have a bug net. Then you have an inner, again, so we don't get that condensation, all that moisture. And you can remove this window right here, the outer, and it comes with a clear plastic that you can put in there. Then on the opposite side, guys, there's another full window that does all the same stuff. Now, I am going to do a full walkthrough, how you set it up, go through all the specs and the details. So if that's not your kind of thing, then, you know, you might not want to watch that one. But I just want to live in it. I want to spend a night in it and really just see it for myself. But coming up soon, I'm gonna go through all the nuts and bolts, how to set it up, and I think that's gonna be a really fun one. But check it out, guys. I got a cot in here, and it is just so roomy. I mean, Walter's hanging out underneath the bed, so he's comfortable. I got wood. I mean, you got another person right here on a cot. So I would V out mine a little bit more, and we would kind of surround the stove, if you will. Now the stove, there's different models, but it could go back a little more. There's a bunch of different stoves you can put in here. Some of them have the stovepipe at the front rather than the back. That would kick the stove back a little bit more. I think that might be a good option. Friends, watch this stove come to life. So right now I got it totally dampered off, and then immediately you'll see a difference. Bam, it just comes right back to life. And now it's back to a full-on go. Awesome cliff up there, guys. I wonder how tall that is. Here's a little scope around. You can see the truck in the distance back there. See all the smoke coming out? It's because we had it dampered down for a while. It'll start burning cleaner here in a minute. While I'm out here though, I wanted to get a temperature. I got this propped up outside. Yeah, we're seeing 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's about -2 Celsius. And it's not even dark yet, guys. So we'll see what happens in the morning with all this moisture. Hopefully the tent doesn't freeze to the ground. If it does, it'll probably warm up by the time I get up and going. So I will let it thaw out and get out of here. As long as nothing goes south with that surgery on the dog, we will have kind of a relaxing morning. Well, it's not dark yet, but it is getting darker inside the tent, and check it out. I can kind of highlight this upper storage unit. It's mesh, it's the screen stuff that goes by the doors and windows, so it's perfect for letting these lights shine through. You can just set it there, and I can't wait to see tonight how much light that's going to give off in here. I want to go stand outside and see how bright this thing's gonna look from the distance. Well, friends, it's coffee time, and tonight it's gonna be Nescafe Taster's Choice. April Fools! It's not even April Fools anymore, but we're having good coffee tonight because I'm back home where I have all my resources. Let's check it out. So guys, I have my French press right here. I got some Sumatra, I got some honey, and creamer. The only thing I'd rather have is half and half, but guys, check it out. Oh yeah, Cajun Pop staring me down over there. I'm gonna go about 2 big scoops here and a scotch more. Little coffee, little king cake popcorn. Alright guys, so I got my coffee, and now we are back in the truck because I'm gonna go down to get service. I gotta find out how this surgery went and check in on my wife.
She made it through, buddy.
Praise
but
the Lord.
Yeah, but it's still, like, she's not out of the woods. Because they found polyps in there. Little growths.
Good boy. Go potty. Go do your last potty. Go potty. Alright guys, we just got back. Let's see what we're at. We are at 26, 28. Somewhere around there, 26 or 28. Oh man, am I so happy to hear that news, guys. This has been just stressing me out all night. I mean, it wasn't all good news, but Maddie made it through the surgery. She's okay for now, but they found some polyps in her system, and so those might need to be sent off for more testing or removed, and they might be cancerous and stuff like that. But guys, it's expensive, so pray for my in-laws. It's their dog. And guys, we got to see what's coming up next, so maybe in a future video I'll update you about Maddie, introduce her to you guys. I actually thought I would take Maddie on one of these trips because Maddie is Indiana's sister, so I wanted you guys to meet her. But sigh of relief there, but it's not over at this point. Well friends, I threw some logs in there and it's smoking, but I'm going to give it a little help. I was going to do this in the morning, but I realized I want to get going pretty early. So I'm going to cook my food on a little camp stove. Instead of lighting this back up, I'm just going to let it die out. But friends, SWS, I've talked about them a little bit. I've used their fire starters in a bunch of videos. And guys, they sent me out some products I just want to share with you as well. So it looks like they make a candle. They sent me out a candle. Guys, then they have these different fire starters. You've seen me use the plugs. You know, you twist this apart and kind of get it loose and it'll take a spark just from the ferro rod. And then guys, they have a big old giant rope. Now it has paraffin wax in there and stuff, and that will be another good fire starter. And then they have a whole pack of these shorter ones. So this here, guys, is a good little kit. I think any one of these options is going to be a good option for you. Let me just get this lit up so I can show you guys how that works, and I'll go ahead and stick it in there with the fire. So that's just that little rope there, the little jute cord with some wax on it. Actually, it took on the first try, so that thing can't really help but light up. Well, I was goofing around with these little cans and I divided them up, and now I have these fun little fire kits, guys. I think they're pretty neat. We have surpassed 70 degrees now. Last I checked, it was somewhere around 26 degrees. We got 70 in here, so we are doing good. Friends, I had a chance to pray with my wife. We pray every single night, so I was happy to get phone service and do that. We want to pray for you guys too. If you ever have any prayer requests, make sure and drop them in the comments below, and we get to each and every one of them. I am as cozy as a guy could possibly be. I got room for a bunch of people in here. Walter's on his bed. Don't forget, he runs hot, so he's gonna be panting any minute now. But friends, I got a little time lapse I'll leave you with as we doze off, and we'll catch you for breakfast in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. Here we are. It's about 6:30, and I got a temperature check, and we're about 35 degrees. Of course, the stove kicked off in the middle of the night, and this sleeping bag kept me really warm. The only thing that was cold was the top of my head sticking out, so I had a beanie I should have put on, but honestly, I'm not doing bad. And Walter is as crazy as ever. He loves the cold, so he's doing good. But I'm gonna get up and get some breakfast going. Oh, frozen over. Come on, buddy. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. Go play. Go play. Now I can let Walter just run around because everything is frozen and he's not going to be tracking as much stuff in. So I'm going to get a quick breakfast going, and then we're going to get out of here. I'm going to see if I can get back to town and be there when my wife picks up the dog. Well, friends, I thought I'd put this outside for a little bit, and we're down to 19 degrees. So that's about a difference of 16 degrees difference between the outside and the inside of the tent with the heater off. Oh, lucky. Lucky, lucky. Whew. Alrighty friends, so I sure hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I am making them. If you want more adventures from the Gentleman's Journey, check back all our playlists. We got a ton of good stuff. Guys, I got plenty of videos coming out of Colorado while I'm home. We got new tents, new stoves, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure and subscribe and stick around for all that. But friends, from adventure to the next adventure, be blessed.